11th meeting to order. Can I have a roll call, please, be?
Present.
Here.
Yep.
Yes.
Here. All right, first order of business tonight is the acceptance of the minutes from July 28, 2020. Everybody have a chance to take a look?
Yes.
I took a look, all look good for me. Have any comments, changes, revisions?
No, it's fine.
We're good? All right, can I have a motion to accept the minutes as written?
Motion to accept.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. All righty, second order of business tonight is a public hearing, appeal number 20-7706, John Sermon and Lauren D'Onofrio seeking an area variance of 24037 of district regulations in an R40 zoning district, where 50 feet is required to the rear yard property line. The applicant can provide 36.3 feet for a 16 by 33 addition, thus requesting a variance of 13.7 feet. Where 50 feet is required to the rear yard property line, the applicant can provide 30 feet for a 16 by 22 proposed deck, thus requesting a variance of 20 feet. The property is located at 9 Alfreda Drive and is identified as tax grid number 6157-03-074459 in the town of Wappinger. Could I have a motion to open the public hearing, please?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. Okay, John? John, at this point, we ask the applicant to come up to the microphone. If you could drop your mask while you're speaking, I think, so we may have a better understanding of what you're saying. We ask, for the board's benefit and anybody listening in or in the audience, just give us a brief description of what you need and why you need it.
Okay, so we want to put an addition on the property to be able to expand the kitchen to a larger area, make the formal dining room larger, and add a bathroom to the upstairs because there's 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom currently, and one of the bedrooms will be expanded to a larger bedroom. The lot is on a corner lot, and there isn't really an obvious place to extend to the front. One of the sides has a swimming pool, the other side slopes substantially downhill, and septic fields are there, leaving only the 4th side, which is the rear of the property, as a logical place to do any expansion of the property. So when we drew it out, we ended up needing about 36 feet to where the fence line is currently. It is a 6-foot private fence. There's also trees in the back that separate us from the property towards whom we're expanding. In addition to that, there'll be a kind of a corner area where there's currently a patio, and we were thinking about converting that into a deck enclosure. You've probably seen the commercials on TV, patio sunrooms type of thing, I thought you could just put a shield around it, but apparently you can't. You have to build a deck first and then put the kind of framing and a roof around it.
Correct.
I don't have any plots for that, so I just requested the variance to go out to where the existing swimming pool stops towards the back of it, so it would be in line with that fence towards the back of the property.
Got it.
But again,
It's not going to connect to the swimming pool, right?
no, it will not connect to the swimming pool. It would stop at where the house currently stops.
Right.
So there's another maybe 10 feet to where the pool starts.
Gotcha. Now, I happen to, sorry, I kind of snuck in on you today. I kind of just got out there as soon as I could. I got out there to take a look at it today. I think you guys were out there last weekend.
Yep.
Did
We were
everybody,
all out. Yep.
everybody had a chance to take a look to see what you have going on there? I know that you're a corner lot, so the side front yard designations are a little complicated or different, I'll say, than an interior lot. But understanding that, I mean, again, I got to look at it. It also looks like you have a septic field too,
Yes.
and then the sloped area of the yard just off from the driveway. I did notice, regardless of what we talk about tonight, on your plan, it looks like your holding tank
Yes.
may be in the area of your addition.
Yes.
But that's something you'd have to address.
Yes, so the proposal from the contractor is going to move the septic tank back, the 10-foot standoff.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
So it'll go slightly back and slightly to the right, so that the elevation, because of the sloping of the land, he wants to kind of keep the elevation, so
Yeah.
he kind of carved out where that would go.
Gotcha. And I did see you did have your what we would call your rear property line is pretty well screened from the rear. And you
Yes.
did have that fence that basically wraps around the
Yes.
rest of it. I don't have any other questions. If you guys have any issues or questions, you may want to ask the applicant.
No, I don't have any question.
I
We
don't.
visited, it was clear.
I have one question. The deck, you're planning to, at some point in the future, enclose that? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, it would be like an enclosure, so
Okay.
like an enclosed deck.
So when that happens, that would be a separate variance you would need to get?
No, because he's proposing it now, if you grant the variance for that, when the building permit comes in, he would already have the variance in place for it.
Okay,
So
yeah,
the
because I didn't know if
variance-
that counted as a separate enclosure or not, or, okay. So since he has the variance for the distance, it would be the
Right, that's
same.
why there's two separate
Gotcha.
variances.
Okay,
The second variance should have the word enclosed deck
yeah.
in it
Yeah, when
currently.
we were outside, I was picturing only an open deck, so it's the
Okay.
enclosure aspect of that.
Again,
Yeah.
I don't have a plot, I don't have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I requested, because I figured that's the largest possible scope.
Okay,
and
so
I
what we
made it-
approve, we should word enclosed deck if we
Enclosed.
choose to approve.
Yes, that would be great.
And
And
just to make a note, the building permit does say proposed deck with enclosure.
Okay.
So your variance, as you stated, will say that.
Gotcha. And it's basically the footprint we'd be concerned with as far as the variance is concerned, right? Okay, so anybody in the audience have any questions, comments for the applicant? Okay, so that the record show nobody in the audience, and the board has asked all the questions. So can I have a motion then to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. And could I have a motion, please, then to deny or grant the applicant the variance?
I make motion to grant. Justify. I think this giving variance will not change any surrounding neighborhood characteristics, so I think that's fine. It's on back side of the building, so that's okay. It is substantial, but I don't think we'll have any other issue from variance or property line point of view. Is there any other way it could be established? I don't see, because of septic tanks and behind the way your house layout is, so has to match with the house, so I don't see problem. Have any physical or any environmental effect? I don't see any environmental effect because of what you are going to do with it. And this one is self-created because this building was there before you bought it. So it is self-created, but I don't think that should cause any reason to deny. So I will suggest we should grant the variance.
Now, Barbara, a quick question for you. Do we need to vote on each one
I would.
separately?
I would vote separately because he's building the addition now,
Okay,
and the other proposed enclosed deck is maybe a year from now,
Okay.
or whenever.
all right, so then there's a motion on the floor for the addition to, could I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right, could we have roll call, please, B?
Voting yes? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so your variance has been granted for your addition. Now, we're also going to need a motion to deny or accept or approve a variance for the proposed deck enclosure. And I'll make a motion to approve that variance. I don't think the benefit can be achieved by any other feasible means. Won't create any undesirable effects in the neighborhood, as what we described as well. Your yard is well screened as well. The request is substantial, It will not create any adverse effects on the environment or the neighborhood. And again, as Shalice mentioned, it is a self-created, however, it's not enough to deny the variance. So I make a motion to approve variance for the enclosure, deck enclosure.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Roll call, please, B.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, so your variance has been granted, both variances have been granted. I do, sometimes we have homework for you, but I think in this case we don't, correct, B? There's some paperwork I think you'll be receiving in the mail or something?
You'll hear from the building department, you know, so the Barbara's gonna reverse your denial to approval. And so within the next,
Well, I'll change that tomorrow, and it will go in the building department. We're at our busiest time.
Get a chance to bring it to their attention.
She may have, I was just out for 2 weeks, so I'll talk to the building inspector tomorrow
Okay.
about looking at it.
Okay, much appreciated.
Okay, you're all set, thanks, have a good night.
Shall I leave?
Yep,
You could stay,
don't have
but
you're free to go.
You can stay here if you like.
Okay, thank you.
All set. All right, the third item on tonight's agenda is appeal number 20-7707. Carl and Catherine Schwartz seeking an area variance 240-37 of the district regulations in an R40 zoning district where only 2 accessory structures are permitted on a residential lot. The applicant is seeking a variance to allow for existing sheds, 1 detached garage to remain, and proposing for 1 new 540 square foot shed for a horse. The property is located at 152 Didell Road and is identified as tax grid number 635902 700504 in the town of Wappinger. Could I have a motion to open the public hearing, please?
I'll make a motion that we open public hearing.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, against? So moved. Okay, so Carl or Catherine? Anybody, if you're here? Okay. We ask you to step up to the microphone, please, and just state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Carl Schwartz, 152 Daniel Road, Wappinger Falls, New York, 11590.
Gotcha. And again, for the benefit of the board and anybody else who might be listening in, just a brief description on what you need and why you need it.
Well, we have, the parcel that we have is 15 acres. There are 2 existing structures, shed structures, right by the house. There was an old bank barn located further back on the property when we originally bought it. Our hope at the time when we bought it was to possibly rebuild it, but it was too deteriorated to do that. We bought the property with the intention, and there had been horses on the property for years, but probably not for a decade or so. And when we bought the property, the intention was for us to be able to bring the horses there. So our alternative to the rebuild on the old bank barn is to put a new structure there. I'm able to, it's centrally located on the property, so the front setback's achieved and the rear setback, and I've also got the room from one side also. So.
Gotcha. I happened to sneak up there today. I apologize if I startled you.
Sorry if I shut
And
that off.
you have the best copper-looking leader I've ever seen.
What's that?
The copper leader you
Oh.
have on your front porch. So did you put that there yesterday? Or you polish it every day? I don't know.
No, it's been there for a few months, actually.
Really,
Takes a while.
it's great.
I couldn't bring myself, there were old copper trough
Oh, yeah, sure.
gutters up there, and I wasn't able to bring myself to take them off.
Yeah, right.
And and/or put a piece of aluminum on it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, I'd look at, just so I'm clear on the variance, just reading through it, right? We have, there's 2 accessory structures are permitted, right? You're looking to add 2?
No, add one,
Add 1 for a total of 4.
yes.
Right.
There's 2 that were there when we bought the house.
Right,
I applied for another. At the time, when I applied to put the other one down, for whatever reason, they just granted, I put the setback stakes
Right,
in, and they
right.
granted the ability to put the shed there. And
okay,
I believe some of the board members saw it.
okay. So there's, he has the approval for 3. He's
Right, it
looking
was
for one more.
missed that it was 3 at the time, but this garage is large,
Gotcha,
so
gotcha.
we looked a little more thoroughly.
Right, gotcha. I follow you. And just for clarity, I know driving up to, into the driveway on the left, you have the shed.
New shed.
That's
There's a
fairly
red
new
shed
shed.
on the left.
Right,
There's like a carport shed that
Correct.
we use for firewood straight ahead.
straight ahead,
And there's a small garage on the other side of the house.
correct. Those are the 3 existing,
Correct.
right? And the new one, we're just gonna go on the side?
No,
No,
in the back.
in the back?
Yeah, it's way back.
Oh, you didn't, yes.
Yeah.
It's
It
all
goes
the way
significantly back.
over the hill,
Gotcha,
yeah.
It's a little
gotcha.
bit of a hike to get back there.
Gotcha.
It
Yeah,
was
the property's
actually,
very deep, yeah.
Correct.
Right. I was just looking at the sketch, and it kind of looked like it was there, but it's way deep. But you
Yeah.
want to put the 3rd with,
Yeah,
so
and I can't remember what it was. I think it's 700 feet or 600 feet back
back.
from the road.
Yeah, it looks like you're 1,750 or so from the property line. Right,
I think the one
That's the
he's
full-
looking is on the right
yeah,
side
Yeah,
of this,
650 feet from the front property,
from the front.
correct,
that one?
Yes, that one.
Okay, gotcha.
900 plus from the.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, I see that. Okay, I got it squared away in my head. Are there any other questions you guys have?
I have a question, just curiosity. Did the neighbor send in any mailings, or we receive any word from the neighbor next to the property?
Which one?
I'm not sure, Mr. Shores.
Glenn?
Glenn, yeah, the guy that just bought the house.
No, his did not come back yet. I have spoken to him, but that's.
No, I know you
easy
said
to
that.
go,
I was just
so-
curious. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
yeah, I have questions. The other day I forgot to ask about, are you planning to have electricity? Has
We
it-
were gonna put a solar
So, oh,
on the roof of that, just to facilitate, a light or
Mhm.
2 down there, and that was about all we needed.
oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Again, I know, I know you're planning on putting horse or horses in the new shed. The other sheds, any consideration of maybe consolidating some stuff so you wouldn't need 4 and you just need 3?
Everything's kinda taken up.
Jammed up?
Yeah, I've got lawnmowers, et cetera,
Yeah.
in one, and there's a little workshop in another, and the carport we just use for firewood. That's
Yeah.
usually, right now, it's not full, but by October, it'll be full of
Gotcha.
firewood for the winter.
Gotcha. And the camper that's there too, is that kind of a temporary thing?
Oh, yeah.
A camper trailer?
No,
Yeah.
we went camping a
Gotcha.
few weeks ago, and when we came back, we had to open it up for.
Gotcha. And you would be Catherine?
Yes.
Can you come up to mic, please? She wants to say something. She's raising her hand, like. So you can-
I can take the mess down.
That's fine.
I wanted to state too, when you mentioned the idea of consolidation, that, being that the parcel is the size that it is, that having the horses directly near the house, given the size of our property,
Mhm.
seems a little unnecessary. And we were hoping not to have them right next to our kitchen
Right.
window. So
Right.
that was part of the idea of why we placed it, or hoped to place it as far away as we did.
Gotcha. How many horses do you have?
Currently one.
One. Gotcha. I don't have any other,
I could be wrong, but I'm not, Pete, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but I think Pete was just saying, you know, there's 3 sheds in the front,
Sure.
you know, especially the wood shed possibly, you know, I know the tool shed is pretty new and pretty nice. The garage is,
Yeah, that's a storage shed for.
yeah, yeah.
There's no attic in our house,
right,
so that ended up being the
Right.
storage shed. That's a weather-tight shed.
Yeah.
The other 2 sheds are.
They
when
were
it rains,
existing.
It rains in the sheds.
oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's what that exactly was kind of getting at, you know, if you had room to consolidate, maybe eliminate one,
Maybe-
you put the new one in, you wouldn't need variance for the fourth,
Makes sense.
that kind of a thing.
Maybe the wood shed could be attached to the house or something like that.
Sure.
Not the house, the garage.
Yeah,
But I don't remember looking at the garage. We didn't actually go to the garage.
yeah, that's on the right
The
side.
right
of
side.
the
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
the far
Okay.
side.
Yeah, so we weren't talking about moving the horses up, right?
I
Yeah.
just thought I would put it, I just thought I'd put it out there that it was given the size. I understand your question a little bit
Right.
more now too, but it was part of our intent to keep them a little bit away from the house.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, the location of the new proposed shed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we don't particularly have anything against that.
Sure.
You know, it's the number of structures
I understand.
that propose a
I
problem.
understand too.
Right, gotcha.
Thank you.
I don't have any other questions. Anybody else have any other questions? No? You have a question? Yes. All right. And nobody else in the audience have any questions? You're more than welcome to ask one if you want to. Okay, so let the record show there's no other questions from the audience, and no other questions from the board? No other questions from the board? Could I have a motion to close the public hearing, please?
I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Could I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? So moved. Okay, then let's see, we're gonna need a motion then to deny or grant the applicant the variance to add a 4th structure to the property.
I'll make a motion then that we grant the variance. The requested variance will not produce an undesirable change in the neighborhood due to the size of the property. And it's not going to be seen except by Glenn.
He's actually gonna rent us, there's a paddock that was behind where the structure is on his property, on the downhill side from his house.
Glenn's house?
Yeah, we were gonna use that for our horses for a period of time.
Which is good for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so I don't think there will be a substantial detriment created to the nearby properties because of that, where it's located. And seems to be a good relationship between yourself and the neighbor. Is there another feasible means? Probably, but because of the size of the lot, I'm gonna say that's okay. The variance is rather substantial because of the number of structures. That's one of the issues that we brought up, that you're supposed to, you know, you're pushing it with 3 actually, but I understand what happened, I think, between how you got 3 structures already there and the 4th one you're adding on, so I'm going to, myself, in my opinion, allow that. And the proposed variance will not have an impact on the physical or the environmental conditions in the neighborhood. In fact, if anything, you're gonna be on maybe a downside of a slope, so you'll be impacted by the environment. And the alleged difficulty is self-created. So I make a motion that we grant the variance.
I'll second.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All right, roll call, please, B.
Mr. Laura?
Yes.
Mr. Lorenzini?
Yes.
Mr. Delacorte?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Valori?
Yes. Okay, so your variance has been granted. You could build a nice shed barn for your horses.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Good
You'll
luck.
hear from the building department when the permit is approved.
Great, thank you so much.
Let us know when you come back for the hangar. Did you hear about that, Pete?
No.
Oh,
There used to a guy who used to keep planes on the property.
yeah,
He's had a hangar
Really?
on the property.
two plane angle.
I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to see that.
All right, there's no further business before the board tonight? Or there is, oh, no, I'm sorry.
There's one more.
You're right, sorry, almost forgot the big one.
The adjourned?
All right, so the fourth item on the agenda tonight was an adjourned public hearing, appeal number 197689, a commercial variance, Tarpon Towers 2 LLC wireless communications facility. We are going to need to adjourn that public hearing to the zoning board meeting of September 28th? 22nd?
Second.
September 22nd, 2020. Could I have a motion, please, to adjourn that public meeting?
First, you have to open it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I gotta make, so we need a motion to open the public hearing?
Open the adjourned public hearing.
Gotcha. All right, could I have a motion, please, to open the adjourned public hearing?
Yeah, I make motion to open.
Do I have a
Public
second?
hearing?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right, now we have a motion to adjourn. Could I have a motion to adjourn
I make a
the
motion
public
to
hearing
adjourn
to September 22nd?
to September 22nd. yes.
Correct.
I'll second.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Now, think we can adjourn since there's no further business. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All set. Thanks.